Okay, so here's the deal, man. These lawsuits are really something else, man. People are just getting sued left and right for the most seemingly ridiculous things. So the good people at Deadline.com posted a very interesting article about your girl Tyra Banks with her fine self, one of our favorite models. And the article was posted on May 23rd of 2017 by Eric Peterson. I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. And here's what the article says. Here is the latest reminder that those who want to be on a reality competition show need to know what they're getting into. A woman referred to as Jane Doe is suing the production company behind America's Got Talent, claiming that her young daughter was traumatized when host Tyra Banks, quote, physically manipulated and verbally abused the girl. According to the 18-page suit filed Tuesday in Los Angeles Superior Court, and read it here, and they posted a link to it. And there's a link to this article on my blog if anybody wanted to read it, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to read the rest of this article. It seems that the adult plaintiff and her husband were, quote, publicly humiliated by the AGT judges and some audience members during a March 19th performance. The duo were performing a song they wrote about motherhood that celebrated the young girl's birth and, quote, bond among the members of her family. It says the song is, quote, especially favored by the girl, ID'd as Mary Doe, in the filing among her parents' work. But apparently Banks, the judges, and some in the crowd were unmoved. The suit claims that during the performance, Banks, quote, an individual acting as an agent of defendants, physically manipulated and verbally abused Mary. Banks shook Mary's shoulder, pulled Mary's hair back, and physically manipulated Mary. Let me just pause the story right there for a second. Let me just say this. So, America's Next Top Model, Tyra Banks, one of the biggest models ever, was basically, it sounds like she was primping her. I mean, she's a model, so maybe she just wanted her to look her best on TV. That's what it sounds like, just me reading this right now. But anyways, back to the article. During the performance, Banks, quote, an individual acting as an agent of defendants, physically manipulated and verbally abused Mary. Banks shook Mary's shoulder, pulled Mary's hair back, and physically manipulated Mary. Mary did not stop Banks' conduct because Mary was fearful. Banks also insinuated that Mary was accidentally conceived, made fun of the performance, and ridiculed the song in front of Mary, all in front of active cameras that were filming Mary. After the performance, Banks asked Mary to describe in front of active and filming cameras her opinion about Jane and her husband after they were publicly ridiculed by AGT. As a result of her negative experience from AGT, the defendant's abusive treatment, Mary was traumatized and became deeply depressed. The suit adds that a few weeks later, the plaintiffs asked that AGT not televise or publish any footage of their performance and the child's reaction. It claims that Marathon execs agreed not to feature Mary as part of the program and, quote, acknowledged Mary's emotional distress. I'm about to start laughing just at the ridiculousness of this all. But the plaintiffs also wanted the song's performance kept off the air for fear of causing, quote, further emotional distress. The lawsuit says AGT, quote, maintained that they will exploit all footages of Jane and her husband and that they will not air those footages in their entirety, end quote. Seeking a jury trial, the suit claims intentional and negligent infliction of emotional distress along with civil battery and civil assault. You got to be kidding me. Anyway, the plaintiffs are represented by attorneys Elizabeth Yang and Natalie Schneider of the Law and Mediation Offices of Elizabeth Yang in Monterey Park, California. Thank you very much to Deadline, Eric Peterson, and thank you for anybody who actually listened to all of this foolishness. Thank you very much. You know what? Let me give a round of applause to those that didn't pull their hair out hearing all this foolishness, or those that read the article that didn't faint from the ridiculousness and the stupidity of it all. So you go on a damn talent show, reality TV show, reality talent, whatever the show is considered to be. I don't think it counts as a game show. But you go on a show where you're going to perform for millions of people. I mean, we live in a digital age with the internet. It's not like the only way that you're going to get your name out there pretty much is through articles and professional journalists writing articles. Everybody has a voice nowadays, and they said that everybody's going to get their 15 minutes of fame in the future. Guess what? This is the future. You know, there's social media that exists. There's places like YouTube, blog articles, and stuff like that. So you risk the chance on going on TV and being basically ridiculed by the entire planet. You know, people in Japan may have seen the footage on YouTube, just for example. I mean, you took that risk of being laughed at by potentially billions of people, not exaggerating, and Tyra Banks' reaction to your daughter's probably sucky performance, just my personal opinion, but most likely it was a sucky performance. And, you know, instead of saying it's okay, babe, you know, we'll, you know, try harder next time, and saying that this is just, you know, a lesson for you if you're going to express yourself as far as your talents are concerned. If you're going to express your talents, especially to the world, you know, you run the risk of making a fool of yourself, or people trying to make a fool of you, even if you did great. You know, this is America in the year 2017, where people don't give a fuck. They don't care. And you're going to put this child in front of all those cameras and then complain when you didn't get the reaction that you wanted to, because I guess apparently they didn't think that she was all of that talented. At least that's what it sounds like. So now you're going to sue the network or the producers or whoever. I guess the producers. But, you know, and Tyra Banks' name is going to be dragged through the mud. Now, Tyra Banks has done a lot of shit over her career that I just I can't freaking agree with. There's been plenty of times. I used to watch her talk show years ago, Tyra Banks show. And, you know, there were plenty of times that she pissed me off where I was like, Tyra, cut the shit, you know. On numerous occasions, you know, I could see past the fact that I've always had a crush on Tyra Banks, you know, and always wanted to kiss her on the cheek and hold her hand. But at the end of the day, you know, despite the fact that I think Tyra Banks is hot shit and always thought she was hot shit for many years now, been a fan of her and all that Banks. She got a whole lot going on in the Banks. That's a fine woman. But at the end of the day, man, you know, as much as I think she's attractive, she gets on my nerves. But even though Tyra Banks gets on my nerves, I don't want her fine ass having her name dragged into some frivolous law. Excuse me, for legal reasons. Since these people like to just go around suing motherfuckers. This is all my opinion for legal reasons. This is all my opinion. It doesn't mean that it's the truth. I'm just expressing my opinion. Okay. But at the end of the day, it seems as if this is, in my personal opinion, that it's a frivolous lawsuit, and that my girl Tyra Banks' name is being put in headlines at huge websites like Deadline. You know, I mean, they're just telling the story. Deadline's just doing their job. But it's just really a shame that her name has to be attached to this foolishness. But anyways, shout out to fine ass Tyra Banks. You know, I hope that you don't have to go to court for this shit. I hope you don't have to testify for anything, because it sounds like you didn't do anything wrong. It sounds like you were just merely doing your job. And, you know, and these people just, you know, it sounds as if this girl and her family are not ready for success. That's what it sounds like. You know how many times Tyra Banks has been made fun of? Remember when she had to come on TV and say, "Kiss my fat ass"? Remember that? You know, but it's funny because I remember. Nah, let me not say that. But let me just say this before I go. To Mary Doe, I'll say it for you because I know Tyra's not going to say it for legal reasons. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Remember when Tyra said that to the chick, Brittany, from America's Next Top Model? I think that was her name. Anyway, let me shut up. Shout out to my baby Tyra Banks and her fine ass. Let me know what y'all think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine, Meat Magazine 7 on Google+. Meat Magazine blog and Instagram. Be sure to hit that notification button. It's right next to the subscribe button. It looks like a bell. Shit, I wish it looked like Tyra and them pretty lips and them pretty eyes, but it looks like a bell. Man, click that button. You'll be sent alerts to be notified when new videos get posted. This is the Pretty Girl Zone, where we talk about pretty girls all day, every day.